Today, I will be nerfing Sakupen End until I can beat it. My hardest right now is Allegiance. That doesn't mean I'm going to nerf it until it's as hard as Allegiance. Basically, I'm just going to nerf it until it's able to be beaten in like maybe 30 minutes or under an hour. Okay, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this. I'm literally just going to nerf it. So I first click already. I'm probably just gonna move it like that, I guess. I don't know if that actually makes it easier, but sure. And then most of these spikes, I'm just gonna turn them into medium spikes. So I'll just do something like that, kind of. And for some reason, this transition doesn't really work. So I can add a spike there. And then these orbs, I'm just gonna move them apart a little bit more. I'm just gonna very slightly nerf this entire level. I do not want it to be completely free. I do still want to keep it pretty hard. So like this part, I also want to keep most of the gameplay like the same as it already is. So like hitting this pink orb, I guess you don't have to, but it's just a little bit easier to, I think. Basically this entire big corridor, I'm just going to turn them all into medium spikes. This jump's a little bit weird because it kind of just throws you into these spikes. I'm just going to add blocks here. So this should be the final ship part. There we go. And then this UFO part is a little bit weird. I'm just going to move this structure down a little bit, and then I'll do the same thing with this. Okay, now all of these structures are just moved down a little bit. And then for the ball part, I'm just going to move each spike a little bit apart. Now I have to nerf the spider, which is a little bit weird. I don't really know how I'm going to nerf this part. That's how you're supposed to do it. And I think it's just like too high CPS. So I think I'm just going to kind of half the amount of CPS you have to do. This part, I'm just going to do the normal stuff, which is just kind of squeeze in some spikes, change some spikes to medium spikes. These blue orbs, I'm just going to move them up and then add a second layer. Also, this is kind of a blind jump. So I'm going to try to put some camera controls that help out with this. That is kind of satisfying. And then the same thing with this part, it's kind of blind, so I'm just going to put an offset trigger. This part is a little bit weird. I think I'm just going to move all of the pillars up. But now you can probably cheat this. Actually, you can definitely cheat this by just going right in. So I'm just going to put like a random saw blade here. And just have 4 of them. And I'm just going to like toggle them all off whenever you hit the dash orbs. Basically, I just made it where you have to hit all 4 dash orbs or else you just die. And this robot part is super hard. I'm going to make it where you can just fall here and so you don't have to do an extra jump. And these jumps are almost impossible. I'm just going to add a slope here. And that makes it way easier. But then there's this jump after. I'm just gonna completely like move this really high. And then these 3 jumps are already pretty easy, so I'm just going to nerf them a tiny bit. There we go. The entire robot is done now. This part just kind of looks like club step. I'm just going to make it mini here because it kind of reminds me of club step, so I think it'll be easier if I just make it mini. Okay, that was pretty easy. And what's crazy is this part right here, this long stretch, I'm not going to change anything here because this part's already easy enough. So honestly, that's the first part that we're just going to leave completely unchanged. This part is really hard though. I'm actually just going to move this entire part down a little bit. And now we're on to the duel. And I am kind of scared of this one. I don't really know how to nerf this part. This is a huge choke point, normally. This part was modified in a pretty strange way, but it works. There we go. Okay, I had to change that part a lot, but it pretty much works. Whoa, oh my gosh, I just did the first click. That's actually kind of crazy. This is our first impossible wave part. I want to see how far I can actually get. There we go. That was, oh my gosh, that's actually kind of crazy. This part is super hard. I don't really know what to do. I'm just going to move the entire thing down. Okay, I just moved the entire thing down by a block. And it's still hard, but it's a little bit more doable. Okay, that part is pretty nerfed now. How did I just do that? That was actually pretty good. Maybe I'll just leave it unchanged because it's already so easy. I do just need to nerf this part, and that's literally it. How did I just do that? Okay, so I added a camera trigger here. That makes it a lot easier, so it's not really a lined click or whatever you call it. Whoa, okay. So I did the entire wave, and it is still really hard. I don't know how I did that. And then I literally just almost did this part somehow. I'm not really sure how to do. I'm just going to delete like every other spike here. And this structure I'm going to move up. This part's still hard. I don't really know how to nerf the spam either. I think I'm just going to move the entire thing up. And I'll delete every other spike. This part is super confusing, but it is working a little bit. Oh my gosh, that was the entire wave. This wave is so hard. On this part, I'm just going to make every spike visible. Okay, the entire wave is finally done. That took so long. Now we're onto this weird ship part that's kind of out of place normally. And I think I'm just going to kind of move those down. And then there's this. This is kind of weird. I don't even know how it moves. Negative 33? Like, what if I just do negative 30? Now I don't have to clip into it anymore. So that's kind of my goal. Normally you have to like clip into the blocks, so now you just don't have to do that. There's another wave part. I don't even know what to do to this part. Oh my gosh, it's so long. Oh my gosh, I don't even like want to mess with this. This is just the world's longest thing. I kind of just want to make it auto. Honestly, like, I feel like I should just make this part auto or something. For some reason, D blocks are broken, so guess I'm gonna be doing this. Oh, that was bad. Okay, so this entire part's just gonna be auto. Alright, now the entire wave part is completely auto. So yeah, there's no other way that I could have done that. I kind of want to give my hand a break there anyway, whenever I get there. And then there's this ship part that is extremely hard after. Okay, that part's nerfed now. I don't really know how to nerf this part. I'm gonna maybe add some orbs and stuff. And then we have this spider part. I hate this spider part. Then there's this robot part that is kind of impossible. I don't even know what's happening in this wave part, but it looks impossible. Okay, I kind of see. So you just like spam here, and then you go here. Like, oh my gosh, this looks impossible. This is the part where I just don't even know what's going on. Oh my gosh, wait. It's dual? Oh, I think it just goes like out like this. And then I don't even know what's going on here. What? There's like teleport portals and stuff. I don't even know. What is happening here? And then this part's just straight memory. What if I'm just gonna delete this entire part, honestly. Okay, one last block, and this part is just empty now. I'm not sure how this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try it out. Okay, so that part's just completely empty now. Then you go into this part, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do here. Well, for a start, let's just turn it into big. What am I dying by? Why? Oh, this slope is just not even... Oh my gosh, there's a lot of hitboxes that were not moved. It's pretty doable now. Alright, final stretch, except it's all memory. And it's impossible. Oh my gosh. What? This is like a little bit too hard. This might be another part that I just like make auto or completely delete. I don't even know what to do with this. This is like the hardest thing of all time. Okay, I just deleted everything except for this, and I'm just going to make my own gameplay here from using this. And it's not going to be memory. Okay, that entire wave is done. I have no idea what I'm gonna do to this ship. Okay, I was just going to raise all of these up, but that's a few structures to select every piece individually, so I'm definitely gonna have to do something different. I'm just gonna make this entire part passable, or no touch, or whichever one. I think it's no touch. So now it kind of looks like I'm doing it, but I'm not doing it. Yeah, this entire part is just auto, basically. And then the ending, I have no idea how this part works. So I don't really know what I did here, but it works somehow. Okay, well, there it is. I don't know what I did, but it works. So that should be the entire level. 24, that's pretty good, actually. I don't know why that took me a long time, but I do want to actually, like, come up with a name for this. Like, I don't even know. I know what to do. Easier end. I actually kind of like that. Easier end. $25. Okay, 1% better. And I do still think that the ball is too hard. I just don't know how to nerf it more. Let's see. If I move these spikes down, they still kill you. Okay. Okay, now it's like really easy, but now I can barely see them. So I want to add a little indicator to show more where they are. "28, I hate those jumps because they're just a little bit off sync to the music. And the problem is that that's not actually 28%, because the level just doesn't end for some reason, and the percentage just keeps going. "49! Oh my gosh, that was a fluke. But that's not actually 49, it's like 39. Also, I feel like I should add some sort of gameplay whenever you get to the auto part, but I can't even see anything anymore, so that part, I definitely can't add anything. But there is this random gap of nothing. There's 3 auto parts, so that part that's just covered in D blocks, and there's just nothing I can do about it. Then there is just this empty pit of nothing. And then there's the last part, which is just no clip. I don't know what to do. I kind of want to add something here, though. I just don't know what to add. I could just, like, take the whole part and flip it or something. I don't know. I'm actually going to try that. Flipping it is not going to work. But I could just copy it. So you have to do it, like, a bunch of times. This is so weird, it's just the same thing over and over. Well, it works. Okay, so the first auto part is solved. Well, the second auto part is I don't know what to do here. I do want to do something, though. I just can't see anything. Actually, I can if I work with hitboxes. I'm saying maybe I should just add, like, a random toggle orb or something. Every now and then, I'm just gonna add a random toggle orb that you have to click. Okay, so now there's these toggle orbs that you have to hit, and they also pulse to the background. And if you miss one, then you just completely die. I'm gonna see what happens if you miss. So, there's just a saw blade there. I'm gonna make all these saws invisible. That's a few groups. And then you survive. Okay, so that's 2 auto parts fixed. And then there's still one more part. I don't know what I'm gonna do to it. It's this part. There's seemingly no way to fix this. I feel like I could do like a collectible, like keys or something. I think I could just do this. And it pulses to the background too. Okay, I'm just going to do that. I'm gonna make it where you have to collect these keys. So you have to go like back and forth. Okay, so there's a few saws here. And a few groups with those. But now it should work where I have to collect all of these keys. And then if I collect all these keys, then I should live. There we go. I'm gonna make all these invisible. Now every single part is fixed. What? 73? That was a crazy fluke. Okay, the level is in like... It's in 2 runs by a long ways. Oh my gosh. That's like the very end of the level almost. Well, not really. Well, that was pretty close actually. Oh my gosh. That was an insane run. And this robot is just impossible. This robot is a huge choke point. I might actually nerf it a little bit more. What? No, 1% better? Okay, that's just impossible. I feel like I should make it like upside down or something. Wait, I can do that. I can put a upside down portal right here. I'm gonna do that. So then I'm gonna go big on this part. I'm gonna do all sorts of different stuff. So now we're upside down and big, and then I'm just gonna do normal gravity again on the next one. All right, let's try it now. So I'm making it a little bit more interesting. There we go. I want to do something for the very last one. It's the only one that has no change, so I don't know what to do though. Or I can make it like a memory at the end. Okay, now I fixed all of the bugs, hopefully. This is what the final part should look like. There we go. No! 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 No, 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 no. That's like actually the very last spike of the entire level. Are you kidding me? No! Oh my gosh. It's like literally impossible to die further than that. Yes! Oh my gosh! That's so hard. I don't know how I just beat that. Oh my gosh. That's the hardest level that I have on my account now. Oh my gosh, I just verified easier end. So at the start, I said I'm not going to make it as hard as my current hardest. This is definitely like around the difficulty of my current hardest right now. Easily extreme demon. Yeah, I said I was gonna nerf it until maybe I could beat it in like a little under an hour. It took way longer than that. Okay, I do not know how I just did that. The ID is right here. Hopefully, I'm gonna check if the percentage is like actually able to work. Oh my gosh, it's so much longer than I thought. So if the percent was right, my worst death was this death at 93%, where it's like I died like that. I beat it pretty shortly after that, so I'm kind of lucky. Also, technically the level ends at 96, so that's kind of even worse. Looks like we have 0 down. What the heck? Okay, whoa. I literally just put this on like 2 seconds ago. Why did it have 31 downloads when I refresh? I haven't even put this video on YouTube. I haven't even started editing. I'm still recording. What the heck? Okay, there we go. The hardest level on my account. Thanks for watching.